The Q101 Morning Crew.
On Q101.
All right, less than 4 minutes away from your chance at those Black Keys tickets for Q101 Twisted Christmas Night 1, and you'll get unreleased material from the band. They'll play new songs for just you, the crew members. That's right around 8 a.m., so stay right here with Brian and Kenzie on Q101. Now, we'll also play Connor's Mom, too, coming up here. A lot of requests for it today. It's moving up the charts.
It's moving up.
Our double features.
Number one.
Double features. Our house band produced and wrote the song relating to the Blackhawks scandal this week. We'll have that in a couple minutes as well. Yesterday at this time, we're talking about things you hid from your parents. And a delightful lady called up and said she hid that when she was in high school, she worked in Rockford at a bikini
Strip club.
But they wore bikinis. It's still called a strip club?
Well, I mean, there was like lap dances and all that action.
Yeah, that's a little rough.
So, I mean, but okay, so to clarify too, she wasn't underage, she was 18.
Correct.
She had an earlier birthday. You did those 18-year-olds that hit like December.
I turned 18 in high school.
Yeah, there you go. So you could have worked at a strip club. You could have been a stripper, Brian.
I could have been.
So she was in high school. She was not underage, and she was at a bikini one. But what was crazy is she worked at hers in Rockford, and it still exists. It's called Tiger Tails. That's where she worked. Now, there was also another one in Rockford called the Bigfoot Lounge. Odd strip club name.
Bigfoot Lounge.
And I counted and said my, oddest experience with the strip club name was in Wisconsin. I was living in Minnesota, but not far away in Wisconsin, was one called the Loch Ness Lounge. And I'm like, why would you name it after monsters? I just feel like there's attractive, things out there. So
also, didn't you tell me they wore miners' helmets at that one?
They wore not the strippers, the men.
Which is worse.
Yeah, I know. That's what I just very OBGYN-y. That's the view they were trying to get. It was not good. So
I kind of want to go though, but
ew, wow.
You
literally have a wife and a daughter. Get it together.
I know, but I just want to see a bunch. I just think it'd be to see a bunch
men in miners' hats.
Well,
is what it looks like.
I don't think that's going to do it for me.
No, that's not it.
That's not enough.
Do you know how the tradition of wearing miners' hats started? Was there a pioneer, sort of a Christopher Columbus of that?
No, these are not men I wanted to talk to very long.
Or at all.
I bet they've got an interesting story, though.
Oh, yeah, I bet they do. I'm sure their wives love them.
You know that one guy walked in there one day with a miner's helmet on? Everybody thought he was a genius.
Yeah.
Everybody thought he was, oh my God, dude. And
I'm not saying he's a genius. You're not saying he's a genius. But people in the bar thought he was a genius.
100%.
I'm saying there's things that you don't want to see that close with a light on from a down angle. Things matter, okay?
Are you saying everything about it is wrong?
It's not good.
No.
It's not good.
That was the Loch Ness Lounge, just in case anybody's interested.
Loch Ness Lounge.
If it still exists.
I can't remember. It may be called something else now, but they also had a potluck there, which I thought was funny.
Well, I want to go there for Thanksgiving.
Yeah, it's called Community.
Sure.
Yeah, there was a bonding session.
Uh-huh.
So then we were looking at weirdly named strip clubs, and I found, because I was just curious.
Right.
So I found some, funny names. Do you want to hear them?
I do.
Okay, because I found an article about it.
Okay.
The Booby Bungalow.
The Booby Bungalow. I mean...
Uranus Lounge.
Right.
These are real ones, by the way.
I believe
there's
you.
pictures included, not of the girls, but of the signs.
Oh, just the signs.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Vaginas are us. The rear end.
That's good.
Oh, that's good.
But it looks like a drive-in theater, like the sign.
Yeah.
It's like, oh my God.
It's a family-friendly name, too.
That's artsy.
Yeah.
No. The Great Alaskan Bush Company. Fuzzy Holes.
Okay.
They're obviously wearing miners' hats also.
Oh, I'm sure.
Cruisin' Chubbies.
Okay.
Wesley's Booby Trap.
Do you think there's a Wesley still alive?
I don't know.
Okay.
We don't know. This one's just, I don't know if it's legal. Cherry's Sexual Harassment Pub.
You might have to hit the buzzer on that one. I don't know if I want to ding that.
Oh, sorry. I mean...
And it says, under Cherry's, it says, all private rooms. That is not good.
So that's a dungeon.
It's, that doesn't seem great.
Oh, God.
The Q101 Morning Crew.
On Q101.
Brian and Kenzie on Q101. Our friends Shinedown. We have a whole interview and performances on our YouTube channel. You just go there and subscribe and make sure you follow us there on YouTube and all of our socials, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. We have it all there for you, TikTok. All those performances are up there. They were amazing. when they came in here when Shine Down, and we'll have them again when they come around next year. It's Brian and Kenzie on Q101. We have our winner, Christian and Homer Glenn, got the tickets for the Black Keys, night one of Q101's Twisted Christmas, and he's going to get to listen to new unreleased tracks from the Black Keys from them. They're going to say, hey, what do you think of this song? Then they're going to play it for you. It's going to be amazing.
I don't know if they're going to go, all right, now shout out your opinions.
I don't know. The solo there could have been a little tweaked a little bit. I don't know if your heart was in it that day.
Listen and enjoy session, right?
I'd love it if it was question and answer.
Oh, my God.
Feel free to share your opinions. Yeah. Also, about 10 minutes ago, Kenzie brought up some funny strip club names, and one of them she brought up was Cruisin' Chubbies.
Cruisin' Chubbies.
Many of you,
knew too fast where that was. A little too quickly, did you know?
It's actually somewhat local, the Wisconsin Dells. Right there, Cruisin' Chubbies is. And Orlando checked in one of them from Elgin, your hood, and said, like, hey, let's all go. Maybe we'll get a bus trip up there. I don't know.
That's our giveaway. That's our big... I've said we should take a trip with listeners forever, and you're going to pick Cruisin' Chubbies for those $1,000.
Case, do you want to go to Antigua, or do you want to go to Cruisin' Chubbies?
I've never been to a strip club before, so by sake of the argument, I have to say Cruisin' Chubbies.
Isn't that fascinating, Kenzie? He's never been in the door of a strip club, Case.
Yeah, Kenzie, isn't that fascinating? I've never been to a strip club.
Well, I don't go. I haven't been in years, and I don't go, all the time, and and I'm not telling Megan where I am or anything.
When you say you're out hunting,
right? Yeah.
You stumbled over that sentence like 8 times. I haven't been in year like where Megan. I was like, what the hell? Were you there last week?
It was very awkward.
It was.
Megan, I'm going out to the Jewel to get some fried chicken. I'll be back in a little bit. So anyway. Cruisin' Chubbies exists in the Wisconsin Dells.
And Brian looks it up and says that they have a really well put together website, which I find hilarious. Meet the girls.
Yeah,
Q&A.
And also, they have a good server. You ever click on stuff and it takes time to load? Nothing, it's just right there.
I get you. Sometimes I come across a really well-built website, and I always feel the need to shout it out.
Sure. So Cruisin' Chubbies is a nice one.
Do they have like about us, like our story?
They do.
Oh, like it's a local farm.
That's what I mean.
Like it's a farm-to-table strip club.
Every girl was born and bred in Wisconsin.
Our girls drink organic milk. Farm-raised cows.
Don't talk about them like that.
You just did. Why can't I?
I said they were born in Wisconsin.
Oh, I went a little bit further?
Yes.
That's what I do. I take things further.
I know.
Here's their About Us section, by the way. Cruisin' Chubbies, founded in 1999 by Tim Roberts, is committed to providing the finest adult entertainment possible. With Tim's leadership, our staff strives to create a clean, comfortable environment with a level of customer service and respect that is second to none. Tim and the entire staff invite you to stop by and check us out. We are confident that your visit will be enjoyable and that you will want to come back and see us again. Cruisin' Chubbies is a proud member of the ACE of Wisconsin Limited, or ACE. I'm not sure what that is. It's an organization committed to establishing and maintaining ethics for the industry.
Oh.
That's really nice.
Really nice.
Honestly, you have to wear a suit to this place.
Or maybe they just won't let me in.
They won't let you in. We're going to be like, sorry, we're members of ACE, and we have to hold up our ethics. To pause you at the door.
We've heard about you.
Yeah, I'm so sorry.
I've got my ACE card right here. Can I get in? I heard you got a great buffet in here.
Brian, I have a question.
Sure.
Did you say somewhere in there, Tim and the entire staff will thank you or something? Did they mention a guy named Tim?
Yeah, Tim. It was founded by Tim Roberts, it says. And then they use Tim's name throughout the whole thing.
All I can think is, when you go to an Italian restaurant and the owner comes over, he's like, hey, how's your food? Everything doing okay? You're getting a lap dance and Tim is checking in, just like, everything good? You just want to be sure.
Quality control.
Yeah. You know what?
Let's start to the top.
Yeah. I mean, the fries were kind of cold. Really? Okay, I'll come back to the kitchen.
I'll comp them. Here's 50 singles. You go nuts.
The Q101 Morning Crew.
On Q101.
The Q101 Morning Crew.
On Q101.
It's Brian and Kenzie on Q101, and it's time for Head to Headlines, where you decide the content of the show. What story we talk about more next. We'll never talk about the other story again. We just give you the headlines, and based on the headline alone, you have to text in, I want to hear more about headline number 1 or headline number 2. Just text in headline 1 or headline 2 at 312-591-8300, and we'll get into it. Pretty easy. So here is headline number 1. By the way, both stories today from Florida. Interesting little side note there.
Well, I think a lot of the ones we do on here are sourced.
72%. Okay, here we go. Headline number 1. Drug suspect claims someone put meth in his underwear while he slept. Is that intriguing enough to want to hear more about?
I believe him.
So text in 312-591-8300 if you want headline number 1. You want to hear more about that story. But wait, there's another headline.
Okay.
Here it is. Headline number 2. Florida woman stabs boyfriend's eye with rabies needle because he was looking at other women. Police say. I knew you were going to love that one. That laugh was so honest and relatable. So that's headline number 2. If you want to hear more about that story, text
Amen, sister.
text in right now, 312-591-8300. Headline number 1 or headline number 2. Remember, we'll never talk about the other story again. It's Brian and Kenzie on Q101.
The Q101 Morning Crew.
On Q101.
Brian and Kenzie on Q101, and it's Head to Headlines, where you decide the content that we talk about right now by choosing a headline you want to hear more of the story about. We'll never talk about the other story again. So I'll just say it was a landslide today. But headline number 1 was, drug suspect claims someone put meth in his underwear while he slept. As Kenzie said, she believes
I had
him.
a nickel.
Yeah.
Well, that's how they get you.
I know. It's
Everybody
so
wants to bring you
annoying.
down.
I know.
Yeah.
Haters.
And headline number 2. Florida woman stabs boyfriend's eye with rabies needle because he was looking at other women, police say. I don't know if I've ever heard Kenzie laugh so hard in that story.
Well, it's so relatable to her.
When she was like, when it was initially talking about stabbing him, I didn't know where it was going. And I like that it was just, not that it's okay to do in your relationship, but I like that it was just for looking.
Yes.
Like, I do think that's funny.
Thanks for saying it's not okay.
It's not okay.
To put a rabies needle in his eye.
Oh, no, I said it wasn't okay to look at other women.
Oh, okay. Well, here we go. It was a landslide. I don't even know if anybody voted for headline number 1, which is
We got
probably...
like a few, but not much.
Okay, so the hundreds of votes lead to the Florida woman stabbing her boyfriend's eye with a rabies needle because he was looking at other women. And let's get to that story.
Lessons learned.
Is it, though? I wonder if that will teach the guy. This happened in Miami. So a Florida woman found herself behind bars after she allegedly stabbed her boyfriend with rabies needles because he was allegedly looking at other women, according to the police report.
Could you imagine if he actually just dropped his wallet or something? He's like, what did I do?
Ow! What?
Can I ask a question?
Sure.
Early, I just, maybe this is dumb. I don't know, but I'm sure there's somebody thinking the same thing I am.
What?
What is a rabies needle? Is it a needle that contains rabies, or is it a needle to prevent rabies? I've never heard the term before. I don't know.
Well, it does get it goes a little bit further into
You
the
want me to
story.
wait? I'll wait.
Why don't you wait?
Okay.
And you'll find out more
Put in
here.
park case.
Yeah. Slow your roll. Let's see. Sandra Jimenez, 44 years old, was arrested and booked into
I
jail.
figured that last name was coming.
Was arrested and booked into jail on a charge of aggravated battery, records show. The alleged incident happened Saturday at a home in Miami-Dade County where she lives with her boyfriend. The two have reportedly been together for 8 years.
Oh.
So do you think, stop there for a second. I mean, they've been together 8 years.
She's told him to stop. I promise you.
But I mean, at that point, don't you accept certain people's behavior? Well, he looks at women sometimes, but I love him and we have a nice home and he's a good man otherwise. After 8 years, I mean, don't you think you would have dumped that guy? What I'm saying is in like 4 months, if that's what he did all the time.
I don't know. I would like to know, because they were at home, was he looking at women on social media then?
I could get deeper in the story and see what happens here because
Okay.
we're all going in together. We have a lot of questions about this story.
Because it's interesting. I want to know what he did exactly.
Okay, let's keep going here. Police were called to the hospital after a man showed up there and said he'd been stabbed in the eye with a needle. After speaking with the man, police discovered. Yeah. I don't know. I think I would react quickly if I had a needle in my eye about who did it.
Oh, you'd break so easy.
Oh, I'm not protecting someone that stabbed me with a rabies needle.
Okay, not loyal. Got it.
No, I'm
Yeah,
not.
good to know.
Megan, don't get any ideas. After speaking with the man, police discovered that Jimenez allegedly used their dog's rabies needles. So that answers your question, Case, that their dog has rabies.
Oh.
And they're giving him a vaccine or whatever to do. I've heard you had to get like 44 shots if you get rabies. I don't know what the dogs do, but people.
I didn't know you could be alive with rabies.
Of course you can be alive with rabies.
But for a long time?
Well, I don't know. The trajectory.
I think it can kill you, but also I think that...
it can make you stronger.
Let's see. The rabies shot for dogs, I think, is more standard as opposed to a human that has rabies. Then you're in trouble. Then you've got to, get tons and tons of shots.
Okay, I have another question.
Yep.
Is it okay if I ask it?
Yeah, go ahead.
And I mean this honestly. I just, if I had a dog with rabies, I don't know what I'd do, but I don't feel like the answer would be to keep it. You know what I mean?
Oh, my God.
But no, give me, let me work through this here, because I just can't imagine taking care of a dog with rabies. You know what I mean?
What would you do if your girlfriend got rabies? Like a bat bit her?
I'd love it if Case came in tomorrow and said, God, I literally had Mackenzie yesterday. A bat bit her in the neck.
Yeah.
So I dumped her. Yeah.
I think a dog is totally different than a human. I don't want to make it come across as cruel. That's really not what I'm intending to do. So I want to make it clear that, I'm not advocating they old yeller this dog. I just don't know if I have it in me to take care of a dog that has rabies.
All you gotta do is give it shots.
It goes away.
Yeah.
Does it?
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't know that.
Yes,
Okay.
you can cure rabies. You
Yeah.
can.
Yeah.
Michael Scott did not tell me that. They had a whole
But
fun run.
Meredith was cured of it. She lived.
Okay, all right.
Think about that.
All right. Just to anybody clutching their radio right now upset at me, I didn't know a dog could be cured from rabies. I didn't know that.
If a vet could call up and explain a lot of this stuff, actually. If there's a vet listening or a vet tech, 312-591-8300, because we have a lot of questions on this. So, as I said, speaking with the man, discovered that his girl, used the dog's rabies needle to pierce her boyfriend's right eyelid amid an ongoing argument about, quote, him looking at other women. So I don't think, to your question, Kenzie, he was in the act of doing it, but they've had arguments about
They're
it.
probably talking about it.
Yeah.
There's a couple things in our relationship that could get brought up that happened literally years ago. And yeah, it would be like day one of the fight. We all have those, right?
Right.
It's like, well, don't bring that up.
But what do you think triggered it? Because here's the other sentence first, and then you say that. Jimenez allegedly jumped on the man while he was lying on the couch and stabbed him. So now, what do you think? Was he watching something on TV?
Related to her. Oh, God. Look her up.
Yep. You got anybody in the family with a Jimenez name?
I got to check. Maybe. Sounds cousin-y. You know what? I would imagine what happened is they're at home. He's gotten in trouble for this before.
Right.
And I feel like the modern day, quote unquote, looking at women is like liking women's pictures on Instagram.
Right.
So she probably was on social media and saw him like something.
Which is a really bad move.
And if he's laying on the couch, she's probably like, why'd you like this? He's like, oh, it's just Instagram because they love just Instagram. What does that mean? What does it mean? What does that mean? Yeah, I know it's Instagram. That's the hell I said. Did you hear me? Is that like what I know? What's over here? So I bet you money he was like mid-scroll and she's like, bitch, because J-Lo posted a picture again, just chucked it at his face.
I don't know if this happens to you, Kenzie, but it might happen the case where you go through your timeline on Instagram and let's say just some random IG model comes up in your feed and you don't follow her, but you instantly look and see it says, like, let's say it says Dougie Styles follows her.
That's spot on.
Like someone you know follows her and you're like, why is he following her? Like, I don't get it. Like, I don't follow Instagram models. Like, I don't know what. And then.
You're a good man, Brian.
Well, I'm married, so I don't do that.
Yeah.
I didn't do it when I was single, though, either. I just didn't. I don't. They're going to come across my timeline anyway.
I really think it is the modern day. Like, men used to, like, look women up and down and women would get mad at them, right? This is the modern day version of that. If you're liking a girl in a bikini, you're not like, oh, my God, who designed that bikini? Like, that's not what's happening. So
this looks wonderful.
It's like the modern day version of doing that. And I do think that there is an age disconnect on this where people are confused because they're like, but it's a picture. Like, I didn't understand. But younger people who grew up with this, they started getting in arguments in high school about it. And like,
Yeah.
it is the modern version of the old school. Like, I just looked somebody up and down in public, you know?
Sure. Now, the sentence continues. So we're doing head-to-head lines here where a Florida woman stabbed her boyfriend in the eye with a rabies needle because he was looking at other women. That got the conversation
Try it
up
now.
on Instagram.
Try it now.
After round and found out. So
How about that?
catch me outside.
Yeah.
So I'll read that sentence again. Jimenez allegedly jumped on the man while he was lying on the couch and stabbed him, police said. Here's the kicker. She then left their house after she, quote, realized what she did. I think she knew what she was doing. Though,
Left the house after she realized. She's probably just mad at his ass. Like, good
Well,
luck getting it out.
right.
Do you ever fight with somebody and your adrenaline spikes immediately, and then you think 5 minutes later, wow, can't believe I said that?
Okay.
I've never stabbed anybody in the eye, but I would imagine you look in the mirror and go, can't believe I did that.
Kind of rough. The man called the police and then was transported to a local hospital where he met with officers right away. They were together 8 years. So Jimenez then was found sleeping in a vehicle outside the home and then was arrested. So she didn't go too far. Maybe she was just mad. Maybe she was buzzed. Who knows? So I'm going to sit here and fall asleep. When police asked her about what happened, Jimenez said the man's injuries were, quote, self-inflicted. He did not put a rabies needle in his eye.
Maybe.
Maybe.
He's like, I can't control myself, but I want to respect her, so I am going to lose my vision.
Good
out
Lord.
Of love. Out of love, Brian.
Good Lord.
Oh my God. That's a true man. You know, like,
Yeah.
you know what? I've had enough. I've had enough of these temptresses on my timeline, and
These damn eyes.
Yeah, and I've had enough. And you know, I don't need these.
Well, listen, it's going to go to court.
No necesito mis ojos, okay? Pop. Take them out.
Is that what he said?
I'm saying.
What did you say? What did that mean?
I don't need my eyes.
I don't need my eyes? All right, when police asked her what happened, said it was self-inflicted. Jimenez remains at the Turner Gilfield Night Correctional Center on $7,500 bond. Arrest shows. So she can't come up with the money. I think the bond means I thought it was 10% you have to get out on bond. So wouldn't that be $75?
You only need 10% of the bond that they say?
$750. Yeah, I think if it's like $100,000 bond, you need $10,000 to get out.
What's the point of the bond? Then it's $10,000.
Because if you...
Who's like, no, I can pay the whole 100. I'll pay in full.
That's some Italian guy wants to break it off his money clip and show off. Yeah.
He's
I don't get
paid
it.
in cash.
Some guy in Elmwood Parks is going like, I got the whole thing. Don't worry about it. You have to do 10%, I believe. Maybe there's a bond guy out there that can call up, but I think it's $750 that she would have to pay, but she didn't have it. So
Is Dog the bounty hunter listening?
Yeah.
Because I would love to know about this.
And that's the end of the story right there. So that's the end of it. But we do have, just in our journalistic integrity, to bring Monica the vet on to talk about the rabies needle that was put in the guy's eye. And more questions that Kay said he thought dogs couldn't get rid of rabies ever. Monica, ahoy. Welcome in.
Hi there.
Okay, so first question, dogs can get cured of rabies, correct?
No, they can't.
Oh, Case was right?
That never happens.
No,
Wait,
it doesn't.
Why can humans be cured of rabies, but dogs can't?
No, there was like one human ever that got cured of rabies, but that's actually really rare. It was like a freak, like they did some, I don't know, they did some really crazy thing, and this one girl in Minnesota survived rabies after
Don't
getting bit by
point
a
at me,
bat.
Brian.
That was Kenzie that did an experiment on in Minnesota.
Wait, Monica, wait.
So by the time if you get bit by a rabid animal, you have a very short period of time where you can get prophylactic vaccinations.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a long series of shots, and it's really expensive because if you're symptomatic for rabies, like if you're a human or a dog and you're showing actual symptoms of rabies, like you're a goner.
Really?
Oh, what do they do to people? The old yeller people with rabies?
Well, fortunately in America, this is very, very rare, but overseas, it's bad. Like it happens.
Okay,
So,
but wait, Monica, do you watch the show The Office?
Yeah.
Okay, so when Meredith, they find out she has rabies and they cure her, and then they have a 5K to cure rabies, and the whole joke is the fact that they've already cured rabies.
No, that's the whole joke. That you can't cure rabies.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
So does a person have to take a shot the rest of their life to stay alive?
No, it's just for like a series. I mean, it's for like a couple months, I think, weeks to months. I don't know. I'm not a human epidemiologist. I'm just a vet.
Oh, okay. I'm just wondering that you care. Like, I could bite somebody and give them.
You have to know everything.
I don't even know the word she just said. Epidemiologist?
Okay. But like if a dog gets bit by a rabid animal, usually, I think it would have to be impounded for several months to make sure that it doesn't like get exposed. Like there is no way that they would ever let any like owner take care of a rabid dog, and they would probably force you to euthanize it.
Oh,
the health department.
God, Case was right about all this. That's unbelievable.
I know.
Case wanted to do it to his own
Well,
dog.
and then the worst part of it is the only way to like definitively test an animal for rabies is we have to submit a portion of their brain.
Oh my God.
To a special lab. So I mean, yeah, it's the test to see if they're rabid in the first place is also fatal.
Monica, how often do you have to do this?
Occasionally.
Once a month?
Times a year.
Wow, really?
Usually, I mean, I don't know for the. I mean, it depends on how. Yeah, where you work and what you're doing, but.
So back to the story. This guy got stabbed in the eye with a rabies needle.
That doesn't make any sense to me. Like, there's no way that the dog was rabid and they were treating it at home. So it has to be like, maybe they were. Is the girl that did the stabbing a veterinarian? Like, did she have rabies vaccine needles in her pocket when she came home?
I doubt
could
it.
it be like you said, the long process of like if they just get bit and then you do the series of shots? Like, what could it be that?
Maybe if the person had been bitten by an animal that was suspected of rabies and was getting the prophylactic vaccination, maybe.
Or there's a lot more of this story we got to find out.
You know what I feel like? I feel like this guy's a liar. You know what I mean? The story's not adding up. She's innocent.
She's innocent.
That would make sense to me. Maybe she's a vet tech and she just, I don't know. I randomly come home with needles in my pockets all the time.
Let's stop talking about Monica. Keep them straight. Keep them in line.
The Q101 Morning Crew.
On Q101.
The Q101 Morning Crew.
On Q101.
And every morning, right around this time, Gil Curtis comes in and gives you headlines or what he thinks are headlines.
This is not headline news. Today is Throw Out Your Leftovers Day, which is why if you drive by Will Smith's house, you'll see him sitting on the curb. An AI artist named Anna Indiana has released her first single. The song is trite, cliched, and bland. In other words, Taylor Swift has a lot to worry about. 2,500 syringes of vaginal tightening gel were seized at the Minneapolis-St. Paul International Airport. I'd give you more details, but authorities are staying tight-lipped. And a Southwest passenger used the emergency exit to climb onto the wing of the plane. Or as it's known on Southwest, exciting pre-flight entertainment. This is not headline news.
The Q101 Morning Crew.
On Q101.